Good morning, guys. We are kind of getting a late start. I woke up early and then ended up falling back asleep. It's about 9:30 now. I just put the gas tank in the back of the car. We're gonna go get some red dye so we can go ahead and cut this pasture right over there. It's looking clear. The weather did say it was gonna rain for the next 2 days, but it is looking clear until about 5 o'clock. It's got a 30% chance of rain. So we're good all day to cut the rest of the pasture. We can get paid, and then we can also work on the airbags for Dippin diesel. I showed you guys that yesterday, a sneak peek yesterday of the airbags that are going to go on this second gen. So pretty much any gas station around here sells red dye, so it's kind of nice. I can either go that way or that way, which I'm probably going to go that way and try that gas station over here because that one's a little bit farther. But yeah, let's go head to the gas station, get some red dye, and fire this tractor up. So we're gonna get some red dye. It's about $2.80 a gallon. I put in 15 bucks prepaid. This is 5 gallons. 5 times 280 is about 14 bucks. So 5 gallons is about right here. So we should be able to fill up that last $1 worth of fuel. Hopefully, if not, it's whatever. I'll go back inside and get my change. But let's fill this up and get on the road. Nice. To kind of deter people from putting this in their trucks, they make the nozzle way bigger, like it should be for like a semi or something. So it's kind of hard to put it and fill up these kind of cans because the nozzle doesn't fit inside of it. So I kind of sprayed it everywhere, but it's all right. I'll have my car smell like red dye. All right, we got 5 gallons of fuel, and I got a beverage because it's gonna be a hot one today. I need to keep up with my electrolytes. Sorry I'm talking like that. I watched freaking Nacho Libre last night. One of my favorite movies ever, Nacho Libre. I can almost say the whole movie word for word. Like, I already know what they're gonna say in the movie. I already know what's gonna happen. Obviously I know what's gonna happen, but I know what they're gonna say, like word for word. Watched it too many times. Damn, I had more fuel than I thought I had fuel. This thing is so freaking fuel efficient. I'm pretty sure this is a 5 gallon tank, and I thought I was almost empty because I haven't filled it up in forever. It may take all of this, I'm not sure. It looks higher than it actually is, probably. It looks like it's like right at the top. Yeah, it had less than I thought it had from looking at it right there, because it is right at the top. Right at the top, and we probably have about maybe a gallon, a little bit more than a gallon. So it's actually good we got diesel because it was about a gallon and a little bit low, or left in the tank. So we got a little bit extra in case we need it. Go ahead and flip my trusty dusty fuel cap on. Start cutting. All right, so before I start, I want to show you guys what I got to do. Obviously, you can see where I cut before. This whole side of the pasture is already done. I have to go grab some branches and burn them. There's 2 piles of branches I got to grab the branches from and then cut underneath it. And then on this side, runs along the fence line, runs back behind those trees over there, and then cuts up back this way. So it should be fairly easy. Let's get started. Of course, I should have known. Damn shaft fell off. Sick. All right guys, well my GoPro kind of died. I left it on without recording anything, so it died, so I couldn't really film much as I was brush hogging. But we got this whole section done. It's been a few hours. I took a break, got some lunch, and worked on a video. But we got this section brush hog. This main path right here is where my neighbor comes and cuts it, so he can get to these trees right here. I guess they have some type of caterpillars or something on there that they use for fishing. Not sure, but he always cuts a path right in here. So you can see this line right there. This way is what I cut. Kind of sucks with a brush hog when it's really this high. You can't really, even with a brush hog, you can't even get like a smooth cut like a finish mower. So it looks really bad because there's so much dead grass on top of it. It's not all even, because with the grass being so high, some of it gets pushed down, and then sometimes it doesn't even get cut by the brush hog at the same height. So it looks really bad. What you would really have to do is wait a couple days for it to dry out and then go back over it. I probably need to sharpen my blades on the brush hog just so it can actually cut. But you can see how thick this stuff is. Like, it's really thick, but hey, did the job. It doesn't need to look pretty. The landlord doesn't really care if it's finished with a finish mower, because he knows I just have a brush hog. But we got that done. What I'm going to do now is, there's a brush pile over there and a brush pile right here. I'm going to light both of them up. I'm probably going to, get all the sticks and stuff away from that dead tree and throw them on that fire over there, just so it looks a little bit better. And then after that pile is burning over there, I'll go back with a tractor and cut the grass around it. So I'm gonna get some diesel, get some fuel, light these up, and we can start burning this brush pile, or burning these brush piles. Thing gets hot, dude. Tell you what. All right, hopefully that stays lit. We'll fill up this can with some more diesel, and then we'll go light that other one over there. All right, well, this one is pretty much almost burned out. Took all the branches that were right here, kind of brush hogged a little bit. Couldn't really get in there with all the limbs there. I'm gonna see if my neighbor has a chainsaw so I can go ahead and cut this tree up for the landlord. He didn't ask me to, but I think it'd make the property look a little bit better, or this pasture look a little bit better if this tree wasn't laid down like this. I'll just chop it up into sections and then probably throw it over there in the corner just to get it out of the way. I'll probably leave the stump, but just to get majority of it out of here, I'm gonna ask the neighbor if he has a chainsaw he can let me borrow. But that's pretty much all burned out. That one over here kind of did nothing. There's still a bunch of branches left. It didn't burn like this one did. So probably tomorrow I'll probably head out there and light that one again. But I need to watch this one. I need to figure out a way to, once it burns all the way down, find a way to put it out, because I can't get, obviously my hose can't reach all the way over here. I'm gonna have to bring like a gallon bucket or 5-gallon bucket or something and dump it on it, spread out the ashes, dump another one on there, and try to put this thing out so it doesn't catch any of the grass on fire. I mean, just this one small section, raking the grass this way, like you could literally bale this whole field and probably get like 100 small bales. Like, it's legit like crazy how thick this stuff is and how much dead grass comes up just from, you know, I didn't even, you know, it's still probably a good 12 inches tall just because the brush hog can't cut everything when it's this thick. This pasture really needs like another pass on it, but he only paid me for one, so this is what he's gonna get. He's not even paying me to burn this stuff, but I'm always a nice guy and do more work than what's asked. So I'm gonna let this thing burn out. Another thing is I lost the PTO locking pin that locks it into the PTO shaft. That's really loose, but I'm gonna have to get another pin so I can keep using the brush hog. It came off somewhere here, but I can't find it. So yeah, nice night, nice and cool, and it's looking good. All right guys, it's been a few days. I did go ahead and chop up a bunch of logs from that tree over there. Still got that big limb. I think what I'm gonna do is pull it with the tractor to break it off of the trunk, because it's really dead, and if I go to cut it, it's all gonna fall on top of me. So I'm not gonna risk cutting that branch or the limb that's coming down until I pull it off with the tractor. Over here, I went ahead and chopped up pretty much all of those tree branches. They're really thick, probably a foot wide each one, and got those all cut up. But I am, it's been a couple days since I've worked on this for the Dippin Diesel channel. They are the airbags from Pack Brake, and I'm having a hard time finding a spot to put the wireless controller, which I have it here. I'm gonna take it off. This isn't where it's gonna go. And then I'm having a hard time figuring out where I'm gonna put the air compressor and the air tank. So I had an idea. I do have this bed and I do have this toolbox. Now what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the wireless module, the wireless controller, the air tank, and the air compressor, and mount it on the back of this toolbox. And then I'm gonna go ahead and run to Harbor Freight real quick and pick up some rubber grommets. I'm gonna drill holes into the bottom of the toolbox, put a rubber grommet, and then put the hoses and wires through it so it doesn't chafe on the metal. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the bed. I'm gonna, wherever the wires come out and the hoses come out on the toolbox, I'm gonna drill a hole into the bed and then put a rubber grommet right there also. and then just run the wires straight down, then run each hose to each bag, and then run the wires underneath the cab to where they need to go as far as power and connecting the wireless module, wireless controller to the other wiring harness for the air compressor and the auto shutoff valve for the air tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and run to Harbor Freight, get those rubber grommets. I'm gonna get the pack of like 180 that come with all different shapes and sizes, not shapes and sizes, but all different sizes. So that way, if I need a big hole for the wiring harness, I have a grommet for that. And if I just need a little tiny hole just to fit the hoses through, we got that as well. So let's go head over to Harbor Freight, get that pack, and then we'll come back here. I don't know if I'll be able to put that bed up by myself. I did it when I first did this truck, or when I first did the bed. I put it back on here, but I might need some help. I actually did get that toolbox up on the bed myself as well. But I think what I'll do is I'll probably mount everything in the toolbox first, and then throw it up on the truck, put the bed back on, and then figure out where I need to drill the holes for the in the bed, and that'll be it. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight and see what I can buy. So I probably had the quickest trip I've ever had to Harbor Freight. Wasn't trying to spend a lot of money, and every time I go in there I tend to spend a lot of money. But like I said, I got the grommet accessory kit that's gonna protect the wires. Red light. It's gonna protect the wires. Actually, I could have went through that, but like that guy did. Gonna protect the wires and not have them chafe as they're going through the metal bed and the metal toolbox. And also I picked up some marine heat shrink tubing. If you guys don't know what this is, basically it's like regular heat shrink tubing, but it's got this adhesive in the middle of it, so when you heat it, it seals it so it's actually waterproof. So even if you don't need marine grade heat shrink tubing, if it may see water, just go ahead and get it anyway. So you don't get any corrosion on the wires and stuff like that. That's what I picked up at Harbor Freight. I'm gonna head back home and start working on those airbags. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know it probably wasn't the most too exciting video because the last couple of days I've been trying to figure out what I'm gonna be doing with those airbags, so I wasn't really doing anything else. And yeah, so you guys should see the airbag video hopefully on Monday or Tuesday. This video will probably go up on Sunday, so hopefully you guys have a good Sunday, good rest of the weekend, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Two Dips, out.